Last week I ranked every LEGO Star Wars Rogue One set, so fittingly this week I decided to go ahead and give you my ranking of every LEGO Star Wars Rebels set. We have a total of 17 separate sets to get through, and before I get into it I do have to say I'm not going to be including polybags, but I am going to be including microfighters and everything else obviously. And speaking of microfighters, that's what comes in at the number 17th spot. The lowest ranked Star Wars Rebels set, to me at least, is 75128 TIE Advanced Prototype. This set, along with all the other Rebels microfighters, was released on January 1st of 2016, and then it retired in December 2017. It has 93 pieces and retailed for $10 US, and if you want this set new today, it's currently going for around $25. Now, as some of you might know, I usually just rank microfighters based on the minifigure that is included because the builds are just so boring to me, and I do have to say, out of the 4 Rebels microfighters that we got, this one probably has the most boring minifigure. It's just a basic TIE pilot that has no leg printing. I mean, it's not a bad minifigure, it's always nice to get TIE pilots, however this one just doesn't really compare to the rest. On to the number 16th spot, I have 75129 Wookiee Gunship Microfighter. This set was also released on January 1st of 2016 and then retired in December of 2017. It has 84 pieces and retailed for $10 US, and today it goes for around $25 to $30. And I actually like this microfighter just because it comes with a Wookiee. It's not very often that you see LEGO making unnamed Wookiee characters or just any Wookiee character that isn't Chewbacca, so it's pretty nice to get one in this set. And on to the number 15th spot, I have 75130 ATDP Microfighter. This set was also released on January 1st of 2016 and retired in December of the same year. It has 76 pieces and retailed for $10, and if you want this set new today, it's currently going for around $25 to $30, and the minifigure included in this one is the ATDP driver, and I absolutely love these figures. I never got this microfighter, but I do have the actual ATDP, and I think these are some very nice figures that are very underrated. However, as much as I like this ATDP driver, I don't think it's as good as the Hera that is included in the Ghost Microfighter, which comes in at the number 14 spot. 75127. The Ghost Microfighter was also released in January of 2016 and retired in December of the same year. It has 104 pieces and originally retailed for $10 US. However, if you want this set new today, it's currently going for around $60 to $80, and this actually surprised me when I looked at it, but the reason is because of that Hera minifigure. If you didn't know, it is the same Hera minifigure that came in the 2014 Ghost, and that happens to be a very valuable set, and because this Hera minifigure is also in that set as well as this microfighter, the microfighter has gained some value as well, and rightfully so. I think this is a great minifigure, and Hera is a great character, and this is the best microfighter that came out of the Star Wars Rebels sets. On to the number 13th spot, I have 75048 The Phantom. This set was released on June 1st of 2014 and retired in December of 2015. It has 234 pieces and originally retailed for $25 US, and if you want this set new today, it's actually currently going for around $200 to $250. And this set is super valuable because of that exclusive Ezra minifigure, specifically his helmet that is included. However, just because it's valuable doesn't really mean it's a good set. I mean, I put it over the microfighters because it actually includes a build that's not, scrunched down to be micro scale. However, I don't think the build is very nice, especially when the wings are folded up and you have the underside of the plates on the top. It just looks kind of ugly to me, and then that spring-loaded shooter placed right on the top just sticks out. It's a pretty ugly build, I'm not gonna lie. However, it does include that exclusive Ezra minifigure with that really cool looking helmet, and it's more of a build than the microfighters, but it's still ugly. On to the number 12 spot, I have 75170 The Phantom, or The Phantom 2. This set was released on January 1st of 2017 and retired in December of the same year. It has 269 pieces and retailed for $30 US, and if you want this set new today, it's currently going for around $300 to $330. And as most of you guys know, the reason this set is so valuable is because so far this is the only LEGO Star Wars set ever made to include Thrawn, and on top of that, it's also the only set to include the blind version of Kanan Jarrus. Both of these minifigures are very valuable on their own, with the Thrawn being worth around $200 and the Kanan being worth around $60. However, still the build just isn't much to me. I mean, it's definitely not near as bad as the Phantom 1 build, and obviously it has some very nice looking and sought after minifigures. However, still I just don't think it's as good as the sets to come. On to the number 11 spot, I have 75090 Ezra's Speeder Bike. This set was released on January 1st of 2015 and retired in December of the same year. It has 253 pieces and retailed for $20 US, and if you want this set new today, it's currently going for around $100 to $130. Now, these speeder bikes are very oversized, like very oversized, like almost on the same level as the LEGO ATRTs. However, because they're so oversized, they are able to add a lot of detail on them, and that's what makes them pretty nice looking to me at least. I really like Ezra's speeder bike with the green and orange colorway, and then the Imperial speeder bike, which has, I'm pretty sure, the exact same same design but with a white colorway, and then you get some pretty decent minifigures as well with just a Stormtrooper and Sabine and Ezra. It was definitely a pretty solid set for $20. And making our way into the top 10, at the number 10 spot, I have 75141 Kanan Speeder Bike. This set was released on January 1st of 2016 and retired in July of 2017. It has 234 pieces and originally retailed for $20 as well, and if you want the set today, it's currently going for around $100. Now, like Ezra Speeder Bike, Kanan Speeder Bike is very oversized as well. However, I like the design of the speeder bike a lot more, and I also like how it includes those two crates, and I think the minifigure lineup is a lot better as well, with Kanan, a Stormtrooper, and an Imperial Combat Driver. Moving on to the number 9 spot, I have 75053 The Ghost. This set was released on June 1st of 2014 and retired in December 2015. It has 929 pieces and originally retailed for $90, and if you want this set new today, the value has dropped a little bit since the newer Ghost came out. It used to go for around $900, sometimes northwards of $1,000, and now it started to drop back down to around $600 to $700. However, it's still very valuable. And I mean, yeah, this set is very popular or infamous, however you want to put it, but like most people, I don't really think it looks that great, especially compared to the new Ghost, which is pretty much perfect. It has a decent minifigure lineup. I honestly wish it would have came with 5 minifigures instead of 4, with Zeb being the most notable one. However, the build is just not very good, especially for 2014. I mean, 2014 was the best year of LEGO Star Wars. We got a lot of very high quality sets that year. However, for some reason, this set is just pretty low quality compared to the rest, and they really did not get the shape of the Ghost down at all. And I really don't understand how they didn't get the shape down right, because it was 2014, and I do believe they had the ability to make it accurate, but for some reason, the sides curve in and it's not straight, and not to mention on top of that, there's not much of an interior at all. I mean, this set has a decent minifigure lineup, and it is big, and I mean, it was a good deal, I guess, because it's 900 pieces for $90. However, there were just too many inaccuracies, and I feel like it's pretty low quality compared to all the other 2014 sets. Moving on to the number 8 spot, this placement's probably going to be pretty controversial and make a lot of people upset, but I have 75157 Captain Rex's AT-TE. This set was released in June of 2016 and retired in December of 2017. It has 972 pieces and retailed for $120, and if you want this set new today, it's currently going for around $300 to $320. Now, I know a lot of people really like this set, and the minifigure lineup is very nice, I'll give it that. The old clone troopers are very iconic, and then of course it includes the 5th brother, which is a very nice minifigure. However, to me, the build is just ugly. There's just way too much going on. It looks like someone just like puked all over an AT-TE. I mean, I know that's how it is in the show when LEGO made it accurate, however, I think it's pretty ugly in the show as well. I mean, I know that LEGO probably really wanted a set for those old clone troopers to come in, and I mean, this was probably the best option, but still, the build is just not very appealing to me at all. It looks ugly in the show, and I think it looks pretty sloppy as a LEGO set, and honestly, the main reason it made it to the 8th spot is because I'll give it to them that it is accurate and because of the minifigures. Moving on to the number 7 spot, I have 75106 Imperial Assault Carrier. The set was released on June 1st of 2015 and retired in December of 2016. It has 1,216 pieces and retailed for $130, and if you want this set new today, it's currently going for around $350. Now, this isn't a bad set in any way, although I do have to say this set is like the pinnacle of the stereotype that LEGO Star Wars sets are always just gray, and I mean, yeah, this set is basically just a big gray brick. I mean, LEGO didn't mess up the design of the ship at all. It has a cool feature where it can carry the TIE fighters, and it has a pretty decent minifigure lineup. However, again, it's literally just a gray brick, and to me at least, I don't think the ship or the shape of the ship really is unique enough to make the gray stand out like other vehicles like an AT-AT maybe. But I mean, again, other than that, this is a really cool set, and one that I wish LEGO would try their hand at again, because it was seen in The Mandalorian, and maybe if they remade it, they could add some more detail and more color. But for now, this is all we have, and again, it's just a little too gray for me, although I put it at the number 7 spot, and I think that's pretty valid because this set did get a lot of hate when it was released. On to the number 6 spot, I have 75078 Imperial Troop Transport. This set was released on January 1st of 2015 and retired in December of 2016. It has 141 pieces and retailed for $13, and if you want this set new today, it's currently going for around give or take $45. Now, this is a very beloved battle pack by a lot of people, me included, because I mean, it really is the best version of a battle pack we can get because it just comes with 4 plain troopers. Although yes, they are those rebel stormtroopers that a lot of people don't like, although I don't really mind them that much. I think they look pretty good and they are accurate to the source material, because in Rebels, these stormtroopers did have a pretty strange looking helmet, and LEGO pretty much recreated that here. So I mean, they're definitely not as bad as the Stormtroopers we have today in 2023, although I do have to say they might not be as good as the other ones we've gotten. However, they're not bad looking to me. And then the build included is pretty nice as well. I mean, it has 141 pieces. That's a lot of pieces for a battle pack. Most of them usually have less than 100 pieces and rarely crack 100. And I mean, getting all this for $13, it was a perfect army builder, and it was a really popular set, and still is a really popular set, although I don't think it's as popular as it would have been if it hadn't have come with those Rebel Troopers. But regardless, it's still a great battle pack, and I think it deserves the number 6 spot. Making our way into the top 5, at the number 5 spot, I have a set that a lot of people have probably forgotten about, but it's 75084 Wookiee Gunship. This set was released on January 1st of 2015 and retired in December of the same year. It has 570 pieces and retailed for $70 US, and if you want the set new today, it's currently going for around $200 to $250. Now, I do have to say 570 pieces for $70 back in 2015 was a bit rough. I mean, that's understandable for today. However, back then, I think it probably should have been about $60 or $65. But regardless, I think this is a very unique set that a lot of people overlook. I love the tan and gray colorway and then just the overall design of the ship. The only downside is that all of the brown markings you see all over the ship are all stickers. Every single brown marking you see is a sticker. So it definitely relies heavily on sticker details, and if you're not good at putting on stickers, it can kind of mess up the look of the ship. However, if you do end up doing it right, it does look very, very cool. And then also it has a very nice minifigure lineup with Kanan, Wolf Warrow, and 2 unnamed Wookiees. And again, like I said, with the microfighter version of this set, it's always nice to get unnamed Wookiees or Wookiees that aren't Chewbacca. Moving on to the number 4 spot, I have 75158 Rebel Combat Frigate. This set was released in August of 2016 and retired in July 2017. It has 936 pieces and retailed for $110 US, and if you want this set new today, it's currently going for around $700 to $800. And the reason for that is because of that exclusive Rebels Ahsoka minifigure, which is a very valuable and sought after figure, and on its own, it's actually going for close to $400. It also includes other nice figures as well, like Agent Kallus and Commander Sato, but Ahsoka is the most notable one. Now, I don't really like the colors on this build that much, and frankly, the colors aren't even accurate to the in-universe ship at all. However, the only reason it made it to the number 4 spot is because, well, it's basically the only version of a Pelta class frigate that we have ever gotten, and if you didn't know, those were some pretty prominent frigates in the Clone Wars, which do look really cool to me. But besides the actual build, I mean, the colors aren't very good, and like I said, it's not very accurate to the actual ship. For some reason, they decided to mix in dark and light gray when I think it should have just all been light gray, and then with some green and tan thrown in. But I mean, really, the mix of dark and light gray kind of messes it up for me. But still, I really like the design of these ships, so that's why it's at the number 4 spot. Making our way into the top 3, at the number 3 spot, I have 75082 TIE Advanced Prototype. This set was released on January 1st of 2015 and retired in December of 2016. It has 355 pieces and retailed for $40 US, and if you want the set new today, it's currently going for around $150 US. And like the other valuable sets on this list, the reason for that is because it comes with an exclusive minifigure, this time being the Grand Inquisitor, and this is the only time LEGO has ever made him, and I do have to admit, he is a very awesome looking figure. But the main reason I put this set at the number 3 spot is because, man, I love that TIE design. It's very simple and not super crazy like some of the other TIE variants, and I just really like the design of it, and I think LEGO did a great job capturing it here. And one thing I also love is how the wings fold down and it can actually land in a proper position, and then not to mention on top of that, you get the Grand Inquisitor in this set, which is a very awesome figure. Coming in at the number 3 spot, I have a set that I think is very underrated and one of my favorite sets in my collection, and that is 75083 ATDP. This set was released on January 1st of 2015 and retired in December of the same year. It has 500 pieces and retailed for $50 US, giving it a perfect 10 cents per piece, and if you want the set new today, it's currently going for around $150. Now, I absolutely love this set. I recently reviewed it a few months ago, and I'm pretty sure I gave it like a 9.5 out of 10 or something like that, because there really are almost no flaws with it. It's big and has a perfect minifigure lineup with 4 minifigures for $50, and all 3 of them are very nice, especially those 2 ATDP drivers. Like I said with the microfighter, I really like those figures. And then you also get a nice version of Agent Kallus and then a normal Rebel Stormtrooper. But I mean, again, the build is just pretty much flawless. I don't think LEGO could have done a better job for a $50 price point. It was a perfect bang for your buck in 2015, and I think it definitely still holds up as a set today in 2023. And now moving on to the number 1 spot, the best LEGO Star Wars Rebels set in my opinion is 75150 Vader's TIE Advance vs. A-Wing Starfighter. The set was released on June 1st of 2016 and retired in December of the same year, giving it a lifespan of only about 6 months, which is very short for a LEGO set. It has 702 pieces and retailed for $90 US, and if you want this set new of the day, it's currently going for around $270. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I sort of had a hard time deciphering between this set and the ATDP for the #1 spot. However, in the end, this set obviously got the upper hand. It comes with two very, very nice starfighter models, being Vader's TIE Advance and the A-Wing. A-Wings are some of my favorite Rebel starfighters, if not my favorite. I just love how small and fast and sleek they are, and this one is very cool as it has a different color scheme, being green and gray instead of red and white. And then we also get probably the best playscale version of Darth Vader's TIE Advance LEGO has made. All of this for $90 and 4 incredible minifigures, to name a few, like Sabine and Darth Vader. I mean, this really was just a perfect set. It was definitely a bang for your buck, and I think both of the vehicles are pretty much perfect, and that is why I put it at the #1 spot. Anyways guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know what you think about this list down in the comments below, and if you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you want to check out more of my videos, you can see them on the screen right now.